14B District Court is now in session. This is Magistrate Hilary Braley presiding. Now calling case number 21S00434. This is the State of Michigan versus Chance Joseph Bonham. Appearances for the record, please.
Assistant Public Defender Sonia Chanot on behalf of Chance Bonham. Mr. Bonham, state your full name for the record.
Chance Joseph Bonham.
Thank you.
Okay, today is the date and time set for an arraignment in this matter. My apologies, because I didn't realize. Okay, here we are. So what I have is a misdemeanor complaint that charges that on or about September 3rd of 2021 at 6030 Whitaker Road, you did make an assault or an assault and battery upon Amber Bonham. That is count one, known as assault or assault and battery. Do you understand that charge?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that is a misdemeanor with a maximum penalty of up to 93 days in jail, a $500 fine with court costs for both. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Count two, charges that you did willfully and maliciously destroy or injure an automobile, a Cadillac, the personal property of Amber Bonham. The amount of destruction or injury was less than $200. This is otherwise known as malicious destruction of personal property. Do you understand that charge?
Yes.
That is also a misdemeanor with a maximum penalty of up to 93 days in jail, a $500 fine with court costs, or potentially 3 times the amount of destruction or injury, whichever is greater, or both the fine and the jail time. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Count 3, charges that you did willfully and maliciously destroy or injure a building or its appurtenances located at 6030 Whitaker Road in Ypsilanti that belonged to Amber Bonham, and the amount of destruction or injury was less than $200. This is otherwise known as malicious destruction of building. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. And again, this is a misdemeanor with a maximum penalty of up to 93 days in jail, a $500 fine with court costs, or 3 times the amount of destruction or injury, whichever is greater, or both the fine and the jail time. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Finally, count 4, charges that you did enter with or without breaking a certain building or structure, to wit, a residence located at 6030 Whitaker Road, whether occupied or unoccupied, without first obtaining permission to enter from the owner or occupant, agent, or person having immediate control thereof. This is otherwise known as breaking and entering, illegal entry without the owner's permission. Do you understand that?
That I don't actually understand, because that's
well,
where I live.
Okay, so okay. Before you say anything about the circumstances,
Gotcha.
all I'm asking is if you understand what the charge means.
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
Okay, thank you. This is also a misdemeanor with a maximum penalty of up to 90 days in jail, a $500 fine with court costs, or both. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. And did you have a chance to review an advice of rights form?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions about your rights?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Attorney Chanot.
Thank you, Your Honor. We stand muted to the charges, and regarding bond, I did have the opportunity to speak with my client today. I would like the court to note that he is 28 years old and gainfully employed at Linhart Landscaping as a landscaper. I did explain the bond conditions to my client. I explained to him not to have any contact with the alleged victim in the case ending in 0434, which is his mother. However, my client did express that he would like to have third-party consensual contact due to them having a rental property business together as they need to communicate for the business. At the same time, I do believe my client will comply with the bond conditions going forward. I do believe he will appear for subsequent court hearings. He does not have any holds on his record at this time. Therefore, we are requesting a personal bond. Thank you.
Thank you. Just a moment. Okay, so for the court's clarification, are you currently living at the Whitaker Road address, or are you living at this Fox Street address in Inkster?
I live at the Inkster address.
Okay. So at this time, the court will set a pre-trial date of June 20th, 2024. That will be at 9 a.m. over Zoom before Judge Washington. And the court will set bond with the following conditions. You are not to use or possess alcohol, marijuana, or illegal drugs. You are not to purchase or possess firearms, ammunition, or other dangerous weapons. You are not to leave the state of Michigan without the court's permission. You are not to have contact with Amber Bonham. And when the court says no contact, what the court means is no in-person contact, no contact through the mail, no contact over the phone, via phone calls, text messages, emails, social media, the internet in any way, shape, or form. You may have consensual third-party contact. You are not to go to the 6030 Whitaker Road address. And when the court says do not go, the court does not care if you are personally invited to return. You are not to go there. You are not to engage in any sort of criminal activity whatsoever. And you are to appear for any and all dates set for you by the court, the next one being that June 20th Zoom pretrial. These conditions will be entered into the law enforcement information network, so any police officers that you may come into contact with will have these conditions readily available to them. And if they have probable cause to believe that you have violated one of these conditions, they can arrest you on the spot. And you'll be held for a bond violation hearing in front of the judge, who may revoke your bond and set a new, more restrictive one. So, do you understand all that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Yes.
So I do have a question in regards to, like, I helped my mother with my younger brother. Is there any way around that? Because I'm really her only help with him in regards to like school and things of that nature.
So is there a, okay, just so again, for the court's clarification, what does that mean? Do you pick him up from that?
Yeah, so like sometimes, so my mother works very early and sometimes late into the afternoon. So sometimes I would have to pick my brother up for school and take him to school, things of that nature, you know, like so that's why I was asking if we can revoke the no contact, because it's inevitable that I do have to have some type of contact with my mother, you know. We didn't even know about this. This whole thing is old to our family.
And there's no third party that can be a go-between for the next few weeks.
Possibly, but most of the time not, because my grandmother is elderly and my brother also works. So I'm usually the person that she calls upon, you know, in regards to my younger sibling, because he's only 9 years old currently. And it's just, you know, us.
So, and he lives at the Whitaker Road address.
Yes.
So at this time, the court will modify the conditions somewhat. Okay. The court is still ordering you to have third party contact as much as possible. And you are not to go inside the residence.
Thank you, Your Honor.
If you're picking up your brother, you may be outside to pick him up, and you may be outside to drop him off.
Understood.
Okay. And again, this is your next hearing is going to be on June 20th. So at that time, you know, these issues can be raised with the judge. She may change the bond conditions.
Understood. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. But yeah, because of the nature of these allegations, while I realize that they are very dated, the court does still need to consider for reasons of safety. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So do I need to clarify anything for you or for you, Attorney Chenault?
No, Your Honor, understood. Thank you.
Thank you. Then at this time, the court is setting a personal recognizance bond in this matter. That is basically you are promising to appear for that June 20th Zoom court date. Please note that if you fail to appear or if you violate any bond conditions, then a bench warrant may issue for your arrest once again.
Understood.
Okay, thank you. Attorney Chenault, do you have anything else?
No, nothing further. Thank you.
Then at this time, sir, you are free to stand up and tell the jail that you are finished. This hearing is concluded.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey,
Yes, sir.
Good morning. Can I have your name, please?
Keith Matthews.
Okay, thank you. I will be with you in just a moment.
Okay, no problem.
Take us off YouTube.